You want to rise like a champion? Then listen up. Champions are not chosen. They are forged in fire. They are built in the early mornings when the world is still asleep. They are carved from sweat, struggle, and sacrifice. While others dream, champions work. You don't wake up great. You don't wake up at the top. You climb, you fight, you endure. And every time life knocks you down, you make a choice. Stay down or rise. A champion doesn't ask for an easy road. He doesn't pray for lighter burdens. He strengthens his back, hardens his fist, and prepares for the war ahead. Champions are made, not born. They don't come into this world with an automatic advantage, a golden ticket to success, or an easy road to the top. They are built through discipline, shaped by struggle, and defined by the choices they make every single day. It's not talent alone that separates the great from the ordinary. It's the relentless pursuit of excellence, the willingness to push beyond limits, and the refusal to accept defeat. From the moment you step onto the battlefield of life, whether it's in the ring, in business, in personal growth, or in any arena where success is the goal, you have to understand one thing. Nothing is given. Everything is earned. Champions are not chosen. They are self-made through blood, sweat, and an unbreakable will to win. There will always be someone with more natural ability, someone with more resources, someone with a head start, but that doesn't make them a champion. Champions are not defined by what they have at the start, but by how they respond to the grind. They wake up early when others sleep. They push forward when others quit. They embrace pain as part of the journey, knowing that growth comes from struggle and greatness is forged in the fire of adversity. Look at history. The greatest fighters, the greatest leaders, the greatest minds, their success was never handed to them. They weren't born with a guarantee of victory. They were doubted, knocked down, and pushed to their limits. But they had something that no circumstance, no critic, and no hardship could take away: the heart of a champion. A champion is made when they decide that excuses have no place in their life. When the world tells them they can't, they prove that they can. When the body says stop, the mind says keep going. Champions are not the ones who feel the least pain. They are the ones who push through it. They are the ones who take every failure, every loss, every setback, and turn it into fuel for their next victory. It's easy to admire a champion when they are standing on top holding the trophy, soaking in the applause. But what most people don't see is what happened in the dark when no one was watching. The early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt, the hours of practice that nobody clapped for. That is where champions are truly made. Champions are built on repetition. They do the work every single day, whether they feel like it or not. They understand that success is not a one-time event, but a series of consistent actions executed over time. They know that talent can only take them so far, but discipline will take them to the top. There is no magic formula, no shortcut, no secret ingredient. It's about commitment. It's about resilience. It's about pushing past failure after failure until success becomes inevitable. Champions are made through the fire of challenge, through the weight of responsibility, through the battle against doubt and fear. They take control of their destiny and they fight for it with everything they have. Some people wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, the ideal conditions. But champions don't wait. They create their own opportunities. They step forward when others hesitate. They take action when others overthink. They move, they grind, they fight, and they rise again and again until they reach the top. There are no accidents in greatness, no luck in championship. It's the result of every choice, every sacrifice, every ounce of effort put in day after day. Champions are made, not born. And anyone willing to do the work, endure the pain, and refuse to quit has the power to become one. Adversity is the training ground for greatness. It is the fire that forges champions, the storm that tests the foundation of a warrior's spirit. Without adversity, there is no growth. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without resistance, there is no rise to the top. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary has faced moments where everything seemed against them, but they didn't break. They didn't surrender. They used the hardship as fuel, as training, as preparation for the greatness that lay ahead. The world does not hand out victories freely. It tests you first. It puts obstacles in your path, not to stop you, but to see if you have the heart to overcome them. It knocks you down, not to defeat you, but to challenge you. Will you get back up? Will you fight harder? Will you prove that you are built for this? Adversity is not a sign that you should quit. It's a sign that you're on the path to something bigger. Every champion, every legend, every leader has been through seasons of pain, struggle, and hardship. They didn't escape adversity. They embraced it. They understood that hardship is the price of growth, that setbacks are setups for comebacks, and that the pressure of struggle creates the strength required for success. There is no easy road to greatness. Those who try to avoid pain, who seek comfort, who run from struggle, will never reach the mountaintop. Growth is born in discomfort. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. The greatest warriors are shaped by the toughest battles. The most unstoppable minds are built in the face of doubt, rejection, and failure. Look at every fighter, every entrepreneur, every game changer who has ever left their mark on history. They didn't rise because everything was easy. They rose because they refused to be defeated. They understood that every loss, every failure, every heartbreak was part of their training. They refused to let adversity define them. Instead, they used it to refine them. Adversity teaches resilience. It teaches patience. It teaches discipline. When everything is against you, you learn what you are truly made of. You learn to push past fear. You learn to stand tall in the middle of the storm. You learn that nothing and no one can stop you as long as you refuse to stop yourself. Many people look at adversity as something to be avoided, something unfair, something that makes success impossible. But champions, true warriors, see adversity for what it really is, a chance to prove themselves. Every challenge, every setback, every failure is a lesson, an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more determined. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the weight of the struggle feels too heavy, when the voices of doubt are loud, when it feels like no progress is being made. But this is the test. Will you break? Or will you rise? Will you fold under the pressure? Or will you use it to sharpen your skills, to strengthen your mindset, to prepare yourself for the success that is coming? Adversity is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. It separates those who only dream of greatness from those who achieve it. It asks one question: how bad do you want it? The strongest warriors are not the ones who have never faced hardship. They are the ones who have been knocked down and still found the strength to stand. They are the ones who faced rejection, failure, pain, and still kept moving forward. They are the ones who understood that adversity was never meant to destroy them. It was meant to prepare them for the moment they rise to greatness. Your mind is your greatest weapon. It is the source of your strength, the foundation of your success, in the battlefield where every victory is won or lost long before the fight even begins. The way you think, the beliefs you hold, and the mindset you cultivate determine the life you will live. A weak mind leads to failure before the battle even starts, but a strong mind turns obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Every champion, every leader, every person who has ever achieved greatness understood this truth. Before you can win in the world, you must first win in your mind. The body follows where the mind leads. If your mind is filled with doubt, hesitation, and fear, you will crumble under pressure. But if your mind is unshakable, if you believe in yourself, if you refuse to accept defeat, there is nothing you cannot overcome. The greatest warriors are not always the strongest or the fastest. They're the ones who control their minds. They master their emotions. They refuse to let negativity take root in their thoughts. When adversity strikes, they don't break down. They adapt. They adjust. They push forward with even greater determination. Your thoughts create your reality. If you think like a victim, you will live like one. If you think like a champion, you will fight like one. Your mindset is your armor, your shield, your most powerful tool. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is not talent, not luck, not circumstances. It is mindset. A strong mind does not allow fear to dictate actions. Fear is nothing more than a test, a shadow that disappears the moment you step forward with courage. Those who let fear control them never realize their full potential, but those who master their minds, who train themselves to push past fear, become unstoppable. Discipline begins in the mind, the decision to wake up early, to put in the work, to stay committed when no one is watching. These are battles won in the mind before they are carried out in action. Weak minds make excuses. Strong minds find solutions. Weak minds look for the easy way out. Strong minds embrace the challenge. When the world tells you that you can't, your mind must tell you that you can. When the odds are stacked against you, your mind must remind you that nothing is impossible. When failure knocks on your door, your mind must answer with the unshakable belief that this is only a lesson, not a final defeat. Greatness is not found in physical strength alone. It is found in mental toughness, in the ability to push through pain, in the refusal to accept anything less than success. Your mind is either your greatest ally or your worst enemy. It will either push you forward or hold you back. The choice is yours. Most people never reach their full potential, not because they aren't capable, but because their mind is filled with doubt. They listen to the wrong voices, the voices of fear, of critics, of past failures. But champions silence those voices. They feed their minds with strength, with confidence, with relentless belief in themselves. Your greatest battles will not be fought in the ring, in the gym, or in the world. They will be fought in your own mind. Will you let fear win, or will you take control? Will you let doubt stop you, or will you push through? Will you accept mediocrity, or will you demand greatness from yourself? Every champion has one thing in common. They mastered their minds before they mastered their craft. They trained themselves to think differently, to see obstacles as opportunities, to turn struggle into fuel. They understood that victory is first claimed in the mind before it is ever seen in reality. Your mind is your greatest weapon. Train it, strengthen it, and unleash it, and there will be no limit to what you can achieve. Pain is temporary, but legacy is forever. Pain is a moment, a season, a passing storm, but what you build through that pain, what you create from that struggle will outlive you. The greatest warriors, the most unstoppable champions, the legends whose names echo through history all understood one thing. Pain is not the end. It is the price of greatness. Every time you push your body to its limits, every time you step beyond your comfort zone, every time you keep moving forward, when your mind screams for you to quit, you are writing your legacy. The pain you feel today is the foundation of the strength you will have tomorrow. The suffering you endure now will become the story that inspires generations to come. No champion, no leader, no icon ever achieved greatness without struggle. Pain is part of the journey. It is a toll you pay on the road to excellence. It is what separates the weak from the strong, the ordinary from the extraordinary. Pain does not break champions, it builds them. It is the ultimate test, asking one question: how bad do you want it? When your body aches, when your mind tells you to stop, when everything in you wants to quit, that is when true greatness is revealed. Do you give in, or do you rise? Do you surrender, or do you fight through, knowing that pain is only temporary, but what you build through it will last forever? Look at every legend, every icon, every person who has ever changed the world. They did not escape pain. They embraced it. They turned their suffering into strength, their struggles into stepping stones. They understood that pain is not an enemy. It is a teacher, a guide, a tool that sharpens the mind and strengthens the spirit. Pain forces growth. It forces discipline. It forces you to dig deeper than you ever thought possible. When you go beyond your breaking point, when you push past the limits you once believed were unbreakable, you become something greater. You become unstoppable. But pain is not just physical. It's the sleepless nights, the doubts, the failures, the losses, the sacrifices that no one sees. The loneliness of the grind, the moments of despair, the battles fought in silence when no one is cheering you on. That pain is what builds resilience, what carves character, what turns potential into power. Most people run from pain. They avoid hardship. They seek comfort over challenge. But those who leave a legacy, those whose names are remembered long after they are gone, are the ones who walk straight into the fire, knowing that the struggle would shape them into something greater. Your legacy is not built in easy moments. It is built in the struggle. It is built when you rise after falling, when you fight after losing, when you keep going even when everything in you is begging you to stop. Pain is the price, but legacy is the reward. Pain fades, the soreness heals, the exhaustion passes, but the victories you win through that pain, the success you build through that struggle, the impact you make by refusing to quit, that lasts forever. The world will not remember how tired you were, how much it hurt, how difficult the journey was. It will remember what you built, what you achieved, how you inspired, how you fought, how you refused to surrender. Legends are not made in comfort. They are made in the fire of adversity, in the depths of struggle, in the moments where everything seems impossible, but they keep going anyway. The choice is simple. Let pain stop you, or let it define you, or let it drive you. Let it be the excuse, or let it be the reason. Pain is temporary. Legacy is forever. A champion never stays down. The difference between the average and the great, between those who fade away and those who leave a legacy, is not in how hard they fall, but in how fast they rise. Every warrior, every fighter, every legend has been knocked down. They've been counted out, doubted, pushed to their limits, but the moment they hit the ground, they make a decision. This is not where the story ends. Life will test you. It will hit you harder than any opponent ever could. It will knock the air out of your lungs, break your spirit, and challenge everything you believe in. But champions understand one thing. Failure is not falling down. Failure is staying down. Every loss, every setback, every disappointment is just another test. A test to see if you have the heart to keep going. A test to see if you have the mindset to push forward. A test to see if you are willing to pay the price that greatness demands. Because greatness does not come easy. It does not come cheap. It does not come to those who quit. You will get knocked down. That's a fact. You will face moments where you doubt yourself. Moments where the pain is too much, moments where giving up seems easier than pushing forward. But champions don't quit when it gets hard. They rise when you're down, when you're exhausted, when the weight of the world is pressing on your shoulders. You have two choices: stay down or rise up and fight again. Every champion that has ever walked this earth has been through the fire, has tasted defeat, has felt the sting of failure, but they never let it define them. The greatest battles are not fought in the ring. They are fought in the mind. The moment you decide to get back up, the moment you decide that nothing will break you, that is the moment you take control. That is the moment you prove to the world and to yourself that you are unstoppable. Pain is part of the journey. It's the toll you pay to reach greatness. But pain is temporary. Defeat is temporary. Quitting is permanent. That's why a champion never stays down. They refuse to let a single moment of failure define their future. Think about every fighter, every leader, every icon who changed the world. They all had setbacks. They all had failures. They all had moments where they could have given up, where the world expected them to stay down, but they made a choice. They refused to surrender. They stood back up. They fought harder, and because of that, their names live on. You have that same choice. You have that same power. When life knocks you down, when circumstances push you to your limits, when people count you out, will you let that be the end, or will you rise? A champion's strength is not in never falling. It is in never staying down. It is in the ability to get back up no matter how many times they are knocked down. It is in their refusal to be broken, their refusal to give in, their refusal to accept anything less than victory. When the struggle feels unbearable, when the pain is too much, when the battle seems impossible, remember, you were built for this. You have survived every challenge before this moment. You have already overcome so much. And this is just another test. The fight is not over when you fall. The fight is over when you refuse to rise. Champions don't wait for someone to help them up. They find the strength within themselves. They push past the pain, the doubt, the exhaustion, and they keep going. A champion never stays down. They rise again and again until nothing in this world can keep them from their destiny.